Ladies and gentlemen, it's a funny thing, really, the way some people walk into someone else's life and believe they're in control. They think they're the ones pulling the strings, orchestrating the whole affair, playing a game. They assume that, because they hold the pieces in their hand, that they own the board as if the game were solely theirs to win or lose. But that's the trick, isn't it? Because all along, while they've been busy, setting traps, building walls, weaving webs of deceit, they've forgotten one crucial detail, one that's often overlooked when the players aren't paying attention. The fact that there's always a bigger game being played, and somewhere down the line, someone else is watching, waiting. And most importantly, learning how to play the game even better than they could ever imagine. And when that moment comes, when you finally see the trap, when you finally realize that you're not just a pawn on the board, you're the one who controls the board. You take control of the game. You ruin their entire plan. You destroy their strategy piece by piece. And now suddenly, everything changes. You've flipped the script. You've reversed their position. And now they're the ones scrambling, trying to figure out how to recover from the mess you've left them in. It's all a part of the process, really. It's all part of the process that begins the moment you stop playing by their rules and start writing your own. You see, when someone sets out to destroy you, they don't just come at you with empty hands, they come armed with everything they have. They'll manipulate, they'll lie, they'll twist the truth, they'll make you feel small, they'll isolate you, they'll make you doubt yourself, and all along, they'll be convinced they're doing it for their own good. But the reality is, they've miscalculated, they've underestimated you, they've failed to see who you truly are and what you're capable of. The fact is, they've never seen a real player before, someone who can turn every disadvantage into an opportunity, someone who can see through every illusion and strip the game down to its bare essentials. They've never met someone who can turn their lies into fuel, their manipulation into strength. Because that's exactly what you did, isn't it? You took their best shots, their worst intentions, and you used it all to your advantage. You found a way to make their weaknesses your strengths, and now look at them. They're lost. They're confused, they're angry because they thought they had you. They thought they had you all figured out, but you were never the person they thought you were. You were never the one they imagined you to be. And that realization is what's tearing them apart right now. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? To see someone who thought they had the upper hand suddenly lose it all in an instant, the way their confidence crumbles when they realize their game is over, that all the schemes they set in motion, all the lies they spun, all the people they turned against you, have all come to nothing. All because you refused to play their game by their rules. All because you saw the path they were too blind to see the path to victory. Not by force, not by deception, not by manipulation, but by knowing the game better than they ever could. You didn't need to be ruthless. You didn't need to destroy them with your own hands because you knew their weakness was their belief in their own invincibility. They believed they could push you around. They believed they could shape you into whatever they wanted. And when you stood up to them, when you refused to be bent by their will, they were left with nothing but their own frustration. And now they're stuck in their own mess. They created their own destruction, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's not the manipulator who wins. It's the one who learns to control the game. It's the one who has the foresight to see through the chaos and turn it into their advantage. This is where the power truly lies, in the moment when the person who thought they had control is stripped of it and left to face the consequences of their actions. That's when they panic. That's when they make their biggest mistake. That's when they show their true colors, because people like that can only handle winning. They can't handle losing. They can't handle being exposed. They can't handle being vulnerable. So they do what they always do. They lash out. They become desperate. They try to regain what they lost. But here's the thing, when you've already taken everything from them, when you've already shattered their plan, there's nothing they can do but scream into the void. Their anger only reveals their weakness. Their frustration only serves to show how completely off balance they are. They're not mad at you. They're mad at themselves. They're mad because they failed. They're mad because you outsmarted them. They're mad because they never saw it coming. They're mad because they thought they could control you. But now, they're the ones controlled by their own anger, their own fear, their own regret, and you can see it all in their eyes. The realization that the game is over for them, and they've lost everything they thought they had in the palm of their hands. It's not just the satisfaction of winning that makes this so sweet. It's the understanding that they were never as powerful as they thought they were. They were never as clever as they believed they were. They were never as untouchable as they pretended to be. Because when you know the game better than anyone else, when you understand the rules, when you can see through the smoke and mirrors, it's only a matter of time before you expose their lies and take back what's yours. And what's more, you don't need to rub it in their faces. You don't need to gloat or celebrate. You don't need to show them that you've won, because the victory is in the silence. The victory is in the calm way you walk away while they're left to pick up the pieces of their shattered plans. The victory is in the fact that they'll never know how you did it. They'll never understand how they were outplayed. They'll just have to live with the fact that they underestimated you, and in doing so, they sealed their own fate. Now, they're scrambling, trying to salvage what's left of their plan. They're trying to patch up the holes they never saw coming. They're trying to regroup, but it's too late. The damage is done, and no matter how hard they try to fix it, they'll never get back to where they were before they made the mistake of underestimating you. Because once the game shifts, once the tables turn, there's no going back, and they'll be left to reflect on their failure while you move forward, building your own path, paving your own future. You've destroyed their entire game plan against you, and now they're the ones who have to face the consequences of their own actions. But let me tell you this isn't just about them. This isn't just about proving something to them. This is about proving something to yourself. This is about showing yourself that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what challenges or obstacles come your way, you are capable of outsmarting them all. You are capable of turning the tide. No matter how bad things get, you have the power to take control. You have the power to destroy anyone's game plan who thinks they can bring you down and leave them with nothing but the broken remnants of their own schemes. And when you stand at the top and look back at everything you've overcome, you'll realize something important. You didn't just win the game, you won your own freedom. You've broken the chains that others tried to place on you. You've freed yourself from the lies, the manipulation and the control they tried to impose on you. And that's the most powerful thing of all, because when you control the game, you control your destiny, and there's no one who can ever take that away from you. So let them be mad, let them scream, let them try to make sense of their defeat, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They can never take back what you've already taken from them. They can never undo the fact that they lost to you, and that's a truth they'll have to live with for the rest of their lives, because you didn't just ruin their game plan. You ruined their entire perception of power. You destroyed their illusion of control. And in doing so, you've proven that the only person who truly has the power in this world is the one who knows how to play the game better than anyone else. It's something that's never really acknowledged, not in the way it should be. The fact that real power doesn't come from brute force or control over others, but from an understanding that goes deeper, a profound knowledge of the game itself and how it works. It's not about the short-term wins or the flashy displays of dominance. It's not about the one-off moments where you feel like you've come out on top. It's about consistently being able to read the field, to understand the people around you, and most importantly, to have the self-discipline to remain composed and in control, no matter how the tides of fortune turn. Those who play the game better than anyone else know this. They understand that it's the long game that matters. They don't get caught up in the emotions of the moment or the theatrics of conflict. They simply stay focused on the end goal, knowing that every step, every move, no matter how small, is part of a bigger picture, a picture they alone have the foresight to see. And while others play their part in the drama, unaware of the hidden strings that guide their actions, you sit back and watch, recognizing that the game is much more intricate than they could ever imagine, where they make mistakes, letting their egos get in the way, overestimating their own ability, underestimating the opposition. You wait, patient and observant, for the right moment to act. It's that kind of restraint that makes you different. Most people are reactive. They react to threats. They lash out at perceived slights. They allow their emotions to dictate their actions. But you've learned to make your emotions serve you, not the other way around. You've learned to remain calm, to let others expose their own weaknesses while you sit back and play the part of the observer. But make no mistake, the entire time, you've been making your moves, you've been positioning yourself for success. In every chess game, it's the quiet moves that win. It's not the flashy moves, not the ones that get all the attention, but the small, strategic decisions that lead to the ultimate victory. And that's the kind of player you've become. You've learned to hide your intentions behind a mask of calm. You've learned how to make people underestimate you, how to make them think you're not as dangerous as you are. It's the oldest trick in the book. When they believe you're harmless, when they believe you're just another pawn in their game, you make your move, and in one stroke, you turn the entire game on its head. They never saw it coming. They didn't even realize they were playing against someone who understood the rules better than they did. And when that moment comes, when you strike, when you break their game apart piece by piece, it's more than just a victory. It's a lesson. Not just for them, but for you as well. Because in that moment, you realize something truly profound. You realize that the game was never about the other players. It was never about winning over them or proving anything to them. It was about proving something to yourself. You've learned that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone. You don't need to seek approval from others. Your power lies in your own understanding, in your own ability to navigate the complexities of life with the precision of a master strategist. You've become the kind of person who plays the game better than anyone else, not because you're smarter or stronger, but because you know yourself better than anyone else. And that's the key to it all, knowing yourself, knowing what you're capable of, and knowing how to wield that power. Most people are so busy trying to control others, trying to manipulate the world around them to fit their needs, that they forget to turn that focus inward. They forget to master themselves, to understand their own desires, fears, strengths, and weaknesses. But when you do, when you truly understand yourself, you realize that all the power you need is already within you. It's always been there, waiting for the moment when you're ready to step into it. And once you do, once you fully embrace the power of self-mastery, there's no game you can't win, no obstacle you can't overcome, no enemy you can't outsmart. But don't misunderstand this. Self-mastery doesn't mean that you don't feel fear, anger, or doubt. It doesn't mean that you don't experience setbacks or that you won't face challenges along the way. It means that you've learned how to control those emotions, how to use them to your advantage instead of letting them control you. It means that you understand that emotions are a part of the game, but they don't define the outcome. You do. Your choices, your decisions, your actions, they define the outcome. You're the one who gets to decide whether you play the game or let the game play you. And when you've reached this level of self-awareness, when you've learned how to play the game better than anyone else, the world becomes a very different place. People who once saw you as weak or insignificant suddenly start to see you in a new light. They start to recognize your power, your intelligence, your ability to remain calm and composed under pressure. And that's when the tides really turn. Because now, they're no longer in control. Now, you are. You've become the one who others fear, the one who others respect, the one who others can't quite figure out. You've become the player that no one can outsmart. And that's what truly drives them crazy. Because they spent all that time thinking they had you figured out, thinking they could control you. And now they realize just how wrong they were. And when they finally get a glimpse of who you really are, when they see the depth of your understanding, the quiet strength that flows from within you, that's when the game truly ends for them. They'll try to fight back. They'll try to regain control, to reassert their dominance. But it's too late. They've already lost. They've already revealed their hand. And in doing so, they've shown you everything you need to know. You've outlasted them. You've outsmarted them. And now, they're left scrambling, trying to salvage whatever they can, while you continue to play the game effortlessly, like a master. And the best part? You don't even need to say a word. You don't need to boast about your victory or rub their noses in their failure. You simply keep moving forward, effortlessly, always one step ahead, always in control. They're left to pick up the pieces of their broken plan while you continue to rise. And when you look back, you'll see their frustration, their anger, their desperation, and you'll smile, knowing that they'll never fully understand how you did it. They'll never understand how you managed to destroy their entire game plan, how you turned the tables in your favor, how you played the game better than anyone else. But that's okay. Because at the end of the day, the only person who truly needs to understand how you did it is you. You've proven to yourself that you are capable of anything, that no matter what life throws at you, you have the power to outsmart, outlast, and outplay anyone who stands in your way. You've become the kind of person who doesn't just play the game, but controls it. And that, my friends, is the greatest victory of all. Because when you can control the game, you control your destiny. And no one, not a single soul, can ever take that from you, no matter how hard they try, no matter how many obstacles they place in front of you, no matter how many lies they spread, or how much they try to undermine you, they will never be able to strip you of the one thing that truly matters, the power to control your own path. And that's what this is all about, isn't it? That's the ultimate victory. It's not about dominating others or proving to the world that you're better than them. It's about understanding the game in a way that no one else does. It's about knowing that you're the one who's in charge of your own journey. No matter the external circumstances, no matter the challenges, you have the strength, the knowledge, and the will to carve your own path, to shape your own future, and to live on your terms. Those who try to bring you down, those who seek to manipulate you, they're all just players in a game they don't fully understand. They think they're winning, but they're only digging themselves deeper into a hole they can't escape from. They think that by controlling your actions or forcing you to act in a certain way, they can have some influence over your life. But the truth is, they're blind to the fact that the real control lies within you, not with them. They've mistakenly believed that by twisting your emotions, by playing with your vulnerabilities, they could somehow dominate you. But all they've done is revealed their own weaknesses, their own insecurities, and that's the beauty of it. They think they've got you, but in reality, you've always been several steps ahead of them. They just didn't realize that you were playing a different game altogether, one that wasn't about winning against them, but about winning for yourself. And now, as you stand at the top, As you look back on all that you've overcome, all the battles you've fought and won in silence, you begin to see just how far you've come. You see how much stronger you've become, how much more resilient, how much wiser. Every failure, every setback, every time someone tried to push you down only served to make you more powerful, because it's through struggle that you grow. It's through hardship that you learn your true strength. And now, you stand not only victorious but untouchable. They can no longer harm you because they've already lost. Their tricks, their schemes, their manipulation, it's all pointless now. They can't even begin to comprehend how you turned the tables on them. But you know exactly how you did it. And here's the most powerful realization of all. They thought you were just another pawn in their game. They thought they could control you. They thought they had figured you out. But the truth is, you were never the pawn. You were always the player. The whole time, you were watching, learning, planning, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And when that moment came, you moved with precision, with purpose, and with the certainty of someone who knew exactly what they were doing. They were so caught up in their own sense of superiority, so blinded by their own arrogance, that they never saw you coming. And now, they're left with nothing but their own regret, their own frustration, their own failure to understand that they were playing a game they didn't even know how to play. And as they try to pick up the pieces of their shattered plans, they'll be left asking themselves the same question over and over. How did they do it? How did you manage to outsmart them at every turn? How did you manage to ruin their entire game plan so thoroughly that they have nothing left? They'll never get the answer though, because the truth is that they were never playing the game the way you were. They were trying to manipulate their way to the top, but you didn't need to manipulate anyone. You didn't need to deceive, to control, or to coerce. You simply needed to understand the game better than they did, and that's exactly what you did. And this is where the true power lies. The power that comes from understanding that it's never about the people around you. It's never about their tricks or their attempts to put you down. It's about knowing who you are, understanding your strengths, and being able to play the game in a way that works for you. It's about recognizing that no matter what others throw at you, you have the resilience to keep moving forward. When you have that power, when you know that no matter what happens, you will always find a way to come out on top, that's when you realize that no one can ever truly defeat you. They can try. Oh, they'll try. But in the end, they'll always fail. Because they'll never be able to take from you the one thing that's truly yours. Your mind, your vision, and your unbreakable determination to carve your own destiny. They will always be one step behind you, scrambling to catch up, trying to undo what they've lost. But it won't matter. You'll keep moving forward, ever vigilant, ever determined, and they'll be left in the dust, stuck in a game they never understood. Now let me ask you, are you ready to embrace this power? Are you ready to stand firm in the knowledge that you have the ability to outsmart anyone, to outlast anyone, and to overcome anything that stands in your way? Because that's what this is all about. This is not just about getting the upper hand in a particular situation. This is about embracing a mindset that ensures your success in every situation. This is about recognizing that you are capable of overcoming whatever life throws at you, that you are capable of turning every setback into a stepping stone, every challenge into an opportunity. It's about believing in yourself, knowing that no matter what they try to do, no matter how many times they try to bring you down, you are untouchable. And once you accept that truth, once you truly understand the depth of your own power, something incredible happens. You stop being afraid. You stop fearing failure. You stop fearing rejection. You stop fearing anything that might try to hold you back. Because you know that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to win. You'll find a way to turn the tide in your favor. And that's the most liberating feeling in the world. To know that you are unstoppable, that you are the master of your own fate, and that no one, not a single soul, can ever take that away from you. As you continue on this journey, as you continue to navigate the game of life, you will encounter many challenges, many obstacles, and many people who will try to bring you down. But now, you will face them with confidence, with strength, and with the knowledge that you are playing the game better than anyone else. And as those around you continue to struggle, continue to fight their own battles, you will remain calm, composed, and always one step ahead. Because when you've learned how to control the game, when you've learned how to outsmart everyone around you, you will realize something incredible. The game was never about defeating others. It was about mastering yourself. It was about becoming the kind of person who is so in tune with their own power, their own vision, that nothing can ever stand in their way. And so, as you stand at the pinnacle of your success, as you look down at the broken remnants of those who tried to bring you down, you will realize that the victory wasn't just about them. It was about you, about the strength you found within yourself, about the resilience you developed, about the knowledge that you have the power to win, not because of anyone else's failure, but because of your own mastery of the game. And that, my friend, is the true meaning of victory. You've played the game better than anyone else, and you've proven that no matter what happens, no one can ever take that from you. In the end, the real victory isn't about defeating others, it's about mastering yourself. When you understand the game better than anyone else, when you know your own strengths and weaknesses, you become unstoppable. No one can control your destiny but you. As you move forward, always one step ahead, remember that true power lies within your ability to stay calm, focused, and in control. The game might never stop, but you've already won, because you know how to play it better than anyone else, and no one can take that from you.